Peter Senge, in his book, The Fifth Discipline, said, "Shared vision comes from articulating our personal visions based on our values, based on our concerns, based on our aspirations. When we start to listen to each other's personal visions, new insights gradually emerge about the right course of action for our country and our world. Hence, we need to begin to articulate what is our vision for our beloved America. In what direction do we want our country to go? My vision for America is a country where egalitarianism replaces elitism, where transparency takes the place of secret law and abuse of the state secret doctrine to hide government corruptions, where critical thinking replaces emotional thinking, where dialogue replaces propaganda, spin, and manipulation, where systems thinking replaces linear thinking, where respect for the rule of law replaces the trashing of our Constitution, where there are checks and balances instead of abuse of government power, where we have whistleblower protection instead of prosecution of those who expose government wrongdoing, where we have protection for a free press in place of government press symbiosis, where we have equal treatment under the law instead of cronyism. In my vision of America, it is not elites who become our leaders. Rather, a new kind of leader emerges, one engaged in ongoing journeys of personal mastery, constantly questioning their assumptions, holding reasons for their thinking up to public examination. In my vision, this new kind of leader is open-minded, capable to listen to other points of view, to inquire into the assumptions of the other, to help America reach new integrating views on issues. My new kind of leader engages in systems thinking and understands the complexity surrounding most issues rather than always addressing symptoms, rather fundamental solutions which require vision, a longer-term orientation, working together, focusing on processes instead of events, seeing patterns and major interrelationships. My new kind of leader is constantly questioning his or her own mental model for interpreting events, issues. She has a clear personal vision and the courage to do what it takes and the willingness to experiment to help America develop a shared vision. In my vision of America, there would be proportional representation, permitting a new dawn of government of the people, by the people, for the people. There would be one representative for every 100,000 people, making our government more decentralized, closer to the people, more accessible. Through proportional representation, we would see a new America with multiple parties, so our varied and diverse population would be better represented. In my vision of America, there would be true educational reform. The American people would have more choice, more variety. Schools from the very beginning would inculcate the values of a democratic society by making our young active participants in their own learning, with teachers, no longer authorities, standing in front of the classroom, indoctrinating our young, but facilitators, helping children to navigate technology geared to deliver a more individualized education, teaching the whole child, not just developing the intellect, but emotional intelligence, emotional regulation, teaching conflict mediation, social skills with ample opportunities of working together with their peers, building relationship skills. In my vision of America, we have a society dedicated to the self-actualization of its citizens, helping to unfold their individuality, to develop their gifts, to help them find a place in society for who they really are, where they can receive confirmation and give back to their country what is best in them. Such an educational system would produce a new kind of America. He, she would be authentic, autonomous, congruent, able to separate their emotions from their thinking, spontaneous, unpredictable, able to tolerate the unpredictability of life. In my vision, this new American would have a change in values from ego values, I'm an A student, I'm at the top of my class, to consciousness as a value. He, she would have a new conception of the world from being an isolated individual to a member of a community. He, she would have a change of beliefs from belief in violence, control, domination, to a belief in intelligence infused in the universe, self-regulating with self-actualizing tendencies. There would be an absence in our new kind of person of blocks to consciousness, defensiveness. Our new American would have skills that they learned in school, like consensus building. He, she would help to duplicate in the world the intersubjective environment found in his school, where anything can be said, where there was respect for all points of view, where our thought perspectives are viewed as programs to be looked at. This new American would be capable of dialogue, thinking together with others, seeing mistakes as essential to learning, and learning from mistakes. I envision a dialogical America, where our citizens engage in one long, ongoing conversation with each other, where no views are suppressed, where we seek to get beyond our individual perspectives by seeing all thought as a program and thinking together, examining together the underlying assumptions of all thought, trying to recover the meaning under our different words. I envision umpires for such dialogues, calling out logical fallacies. I envision an America dedicated to learning the skills that make dialogue in depth possible. I envision a new media, more community-based, where dialogue in depth on a whole range of issues is available on every television set. I envision a healthcare system less controlled by big pharma and more holistic in nature. I envision Americans making decisions about their own lives, realizing decision-making lies at the crux of their humanity. I envision an America that doesn't say, we are a Christian nation, but that others around the world who look at us say, what kind of nation is this who loves their neighbors as themselves, who prays for their enemies? What kind of unmaterialistic nation is this, who realizes it profits a man nothing if he gains the whole world, but loses his soul? What kind of nation is this that is so humble, as if he internalized the message, everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted? What kind of nation is this, so dedicated to the self-actualization of its citizens, as if hearing the words, if you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. What kind of nation is this who strives to bring peace to the world, as if hearing the injunction, blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be the sons of God? What kind of nation is this, where there is no judgment of one's fellow man, as if living by the injunction, do not judge, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. What kind of nation is this that seems to live by the injunction, watch out, be on guard against all kinds of greed. A man's life does not consist of the abundance of his possessions. I envision an America in which the people of the world will look at us and say, what kind of nation is this which inspires us with its loving, forgiving speech, as if living by the injunction, I tell you on the day of judgment, you will have to give an account for every careless word you utter, for by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned. What kind of master does this nation serve, who seems to live by the injunction, no servant can serve two masters. Either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. I envision an America able to do anything it sets its mind to because it lives by the injunction, if two make peace with each other in a single house, they will say to the mountain, move from here, and it will move.